Welcome back, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, because what you're about to discover might just change how you look at pocket change forever, especially if you happen to come across a 2012 Jefferson nickel, a coin that once had a face value of merely 5 cents but has since become the centerpiece of numismatic legend, with some jaw-dropping error specimens reportedly reaching valuations as high as $125 million, making it not just a collector's dream but a modern-day goldmine hiding in plain sight. And as we unravel the full story behind this remarkable coin, you'll see how history, rare minting anomalies, and extreme collector demand can transform ordinary currency into one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history, and it all begins in 2012, a year not typically known for rare coins. But the Denver Mint unexpectedly became the focal point for one of the greatest numismatic mysteries of the 21st century when a series of Jefferson nickels from that year began to surface. Exhibiting extremely rare and dramatic mint errors, such as misstrikes, off-center strikes, double dies, incorrect planchets, and even the elusive transitional errors that involve the coin being struck on planchets from other denominations, all of which sent shockwaves through the collector community, igniting a frenzy of interest and skyrocketing auction prices to levels never before associated with a Jefferson nickel. And while the Jefferson nickel has always had a significant place in American coinage since its debut in 1938, featuring the familiar profile of the third President of the United States and honoring the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, no one could have predicted that a coin minted in the 21st century, specifically the 2012 D variety, would evolve into such an unfathomable numismatic phenomenon. And part of what makes these coins so incredibly valuable is the staggering rarity of certain error types that have only been documented in a handful of specimens, such as a known example struck 40% off-center on a dime planchet with sharply visible design details, or a double die obverse where Jefferson's eye, lips, and inscriptions appear shadowed and layered in dramatic fashion, all of which increases demand exponentially due to the unique character of each error. No two of these rare nickels are exactly alike, which makes each one effectively a one-of-a-kind collectible, and what further amplifies the intrigue is the mystery surrounding how such significant errors slip through the stringent quality control procedures of the Denver Mint, where billions of coins are produced each year with minimal flaws, suggesting that either human oversight, mechanical failure, or intentional test strike somehow entered circulation and escaped detection, adding layers of mystery and allure to an already fascinating story. And with the coin community becoming increasingly digital and global, these rare finds have quickly made their way to international auctions and high-profile private sales, where one uncirculated MS-69 error specimen of the 2012 D Jefferson nickel sold for over $1 million due to its flawless condition and dramatic mint mistake, and with numismatists continuing to search rolls, bank bags, and estate collections for hidden treasures. It's no surprise that rumors of a once-forgotten Jefferson nickel selling for a staggering $125 million in a private transaction between an anonymous billionaire collector and a prominent U.S. dealer began making waves in elite collecting circles, with speculation that the coin in question contained a trifecta of anomalies: double die, wrong planchet, and a reverse-clad layer missing, making it perhaps the rarest modern coin ever minted. And this event has pushed the 2012 D Jefferson nickel into the uppermost echelon of collectible coins, rivaling even the likes of the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair dollar in terms of cultural and monetary value. And as word continues to spread across collector forums, YouTube channels, and coin shows around the world, more people are beginning to check their change for these miraculous 5-cent pieces that could potentially be worth more than the most expensive real estate or luxury car. And the story doesn't end there, because new varieties are still being discovered, such as coins with rotated dies, multiple clashed dies, or even nickels with partial dates or misaligned reading, each of which adds more excitement and speculative potential to the 2012 D series. And as authentication services like PCGS and NGC continue to certify these coins and assign premium grades to high-quality specimens, values continue to climb, with even moderately flawed examples with lesser-known but still significant errors commanding thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on online marketplaces. And it's no wonder that roll hunters and full-time coin searchers have made the 2012 D Jefferson nickel a top priority in their hunt for riches hidden in plain sight. And if you've ever doubted the potential of modern coins to become high-value collectibles, this incredible saga of the 2012 D Jefferson nickel should forever change your perspective, because in a world where stories of buried treasure and long-lost fortunes continue to fascinate the imagination, this is a real-life example of how a small, overlooked object can become one of the most talked about and valuable items in history, all due to a perfect storm of historical context, minting era rarity, and skyrocketing collector demand. And as more high-net-worth individuals enter the numismatic world looking to diversify their portfolios with tangible historical assets, the value of top-tier coins like this one will only continue to rise, so check your pockets, your old coin jars, your grandparents' collections, and bank coin rolls. Because one of those humble nickels might just be your golden ticket to financial freedom and fame in the world of numismatics. And if you enjoyed diving into the jaw-dropping story of this extraordinary coin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable coin discoveries, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to turn spare change into life-changing treasure. Next, 1977 Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, where rare coins meet extraordinary value, and today, you're about to uncover the astonishing story behind one of the most unexpected treasures in U.S. coinage history, the 1977 Jefferson nickel, a coin with a face value of just 5 cents but rumored to be worth as much as $71 million due to an extraordinary combination of minting errors, historical context, and ultra-rare variations that have baffled numismatists and captivated collectors for decades. And as we dive into the story of how a seemingly ordinary nickel could become the centerpiece of a world-class collection, we begin with the backdrop of American coin production in the late 1970s, a time when the U.S. Mint was dealing with rising metal costs, production challenges, and an evolving minting process that was still heavily dependent on manual inspection and less technologically advanced quality control systems than what we see today, making it far more likely for rare and valuable mistakes to slip through unnoticed into general circulation. And among these mistakes, the 1977 Jefferson nickel has emerged as a numismatic legend, not just for one error, but for a collection of them, from double strikes, off-center minting, die clashes, and most importantly, the incredibly rare no-mint mark error and the misplaced mint mark anomalies that have fueled rumors, auction frenzies, and passionate investigations by collectors who believe that the right 1977 nickel, under the right circumstances, could fetch tens of millions due to its uniqueness and historical relevance. And to understand the full magnitude of this coin's potential value, we have to break down the specific errors that have occurred on some 1977 nickels and what makes them so desirable, starting with the no-mint mark variety, which typically should not exist on Denver minted coins since 1977 nickels were primarily struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mark, and any authentic no-mint mark specimen originating from Denver, or even from Philadelphia at a time when inconsistencies in mint mark application occurred, would suggest a critical lapse in the quality control chain, possibly the result of a worn die, a filled die error, or a transitional year die mix-up, all of which are factors that could make a coin astronomically valuable if authenticated. And in the rare instances when collectors have discovered nickels from 1977 that appear to be struck without a mint mark or show odd positioning of the D, or even doubling in the mint mark impression, further analysis has uncovered other telltale signs of misstrikes, including doubling on the obverse lettering such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," or even Jefferson's profile itself, creating a cascade of value multipliers that drive the price of such coins into the stratosphere. With advanced error collectors willing to pay exorbitant amounts for examples that demonstrate multiple strike anomalies in conjunction with an absent or misplaced mint mark, and further adding to the mystique is the possibility of transitional planchet errors, where a 1977 Jefferson nickel may have been accidentally struck on a leftover silver wartime planchet or even a foreign coin blank intended for another denomination or country altogether, and although such occurrences are exceedingly rare, they are not without precedent at the U.S. Mint, where planchet mix-ups have led to valuable hybrid errors, and any 1977 nickel showing evidence of unusual coloration, magnetic reaction, incorrect weight, or odd dimensions would be subject to immediate scrutiny from experts, as it could be one of these highly prized planchet error coins, potentially worth millions due to its unmatched rarity and physical anomaly. And the 1977 year is also known among Jefferson nickel aficionados as one where several varieties have been catalogued, including repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D appears to have been struck more than once at slightly different angles, giving it a shadowed or doubled appearance, and these RPMs, when clearly visible and well preserved, drastically increase the coin's value, especially in high grades or when paired with other errors such as die cracks, die chips, or off-center strikes, which can range from subtle misalignments to dramatic displacements that cut Jefferson's portrait nearly in half. And these multi-error combinations are what push the theoretical upper limit of a coin's value into the millions, especially when only a handful of examples, or even just one, are known to exist, and when we consider the influence of grade and eye appeal, the numbers climb even higher, with coins certified by grading companies such as PCGS or NGC at MS67 or higher demanding a premium already, but when that grade is attached to an error coin, particularly one of the legendary error types like an off-metal strike, broad strike, or even a double denomination strike where a nickel design is struck over another coin type, the collector interest skyrockets, and the potential auction results can shatter records, and as we look at the auction landscape, we find examples of seemingly unremarkable Jefferson nickels fetching tens of thousands of dollars simply for having a strong strike, full steps on Monticello, and an error such as a cud, a die break that creates a raised, unstruck area. And now imagine a 1977 nickel featuring a full step designation, an off-center strike, a repunched mint mark, a no-mint mark error, and potentially a planchet anomaly. Such a coin would be the holy grail of Jefferson nickels, easily commanding a 7 or even 8-figure price tag due to the one-of-a-kind nature and the intense demand from elite collectors and institutions seeking to own a piece of minting history. And while skeptics might question whether any coin could truly be worth $71 million, the reality is that rarity, provenance, demand, and competition among ultra-wealthy collectors can push rare coins into valuation realms once thought impossible, as we've already seen with coins like the 1933 Double Eagle and the 1794 Flowing Hair Silver Dollar, which have sold for tens of millions despite being known in fewer examples than once believed, and if even one 1977 Jefferson nickel surfaced with the right blend of visual errors, historical intrigue, and collector mystique, perhaps discovered in a bank roll, estate hoard, or even change jar, it could shatter all expectations and become the most valuable nickel in the world, and the possibility that such a coin exists, yet remains hidden, fuels the passion of everyday treasure hunters and seasoned numismatists alike, creating an aura around the 1977 Jefferson nickel that extends beyond its modest face value and simple design into the realm of legendary collectibles, and for those who understand the nuances of coin errors, the 1977 nickel offers a perfect storm of opportunities. A common issue year, meaning millions were struck, providing ample opportunity for unnoticed errors to have slipped through, a minting process still subject to human error, a history of known varieties and mistakes already catalogued, and a collector base that is actively hunting for new discoveries every day. And so whether you're sifting through pocket change or analyzing high-resolution coin photos under a microscope, the hunt for the elusive $71 million 1977 Jefferson nickel is more than just a dream, it's a numismatic adventure that blends history, detective work, and the tantalizing hope of life-changing discovery. And if this story has sparked your curiosity or added a new coin to your list of treasures to watch for, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most valuable coins. Next, 2002 D. Jefferson Nickels USA Coins. Today's video where we dive deep into one of the most unbelievable stories in modern coin collecting history, the incredible tale of a 2002 D. Jefferson nickel from the United States that, despite its humble 5-cent face value, has stunned collectors and experts alike by being valued at a jaw-dropping $79 million. Thanks to an extremely rare combination of minting errors, unique die varieties, historical anomalies, and condition factors that have all come together in a single specimen to create one of the most coveted and mysterious coins in numismatic history. And today we will unravel the mystery behind this legendary coin, exploring the reasons why a seemingly ordinary nickel could be worth more than most luxury homes or high-end sports cars, and what clues to look for in your own pocket change that might lead to a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So buckle in as we peel back decades of minting history, error details, grading nuances, and collector obsession to understand the full scope of why this particular 2002 D. Jefferson nickel has become the centerpiece of numismatic lore and fetched an astronomical value that seems unbelievable at first glance but is rooted in the realities of rarity, historical oddity, And the ever-growing appetite of collectors for coins with extraordinary backstories and irreplicable defects that can never be duplicated again, and the journey starts with the 2002 D. Jefferson nickel's seemingly routine issuance by the Denver Mint, where hundreds of millions of coins were struck for general circulation, yet among those masses was a singular anomaly, a coin that slipped past all standard quality controls, unnoticed at first but later discovered to bear not one, not two, but a multitude of striking errors, some of which are so unique that even seasoned graders at the top-tier certification agencies were stunned into issuing a special designation and custom documentation for its verification. Beginning with the obverse die being dramatically misaligned, which resulted in a noticeable off-center strike that pushed Jefferson's portrait closer to the coin's edge, compromising the uniformity of the lettering and causing portions of the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," to be either partially faded, tilted at an abnormal angle, or in extreme cases, doubling in such a bizarre fashion that they appeared to be part of a different minting altogether, which led experts to further examine the planchet itself and discover that it had a rare lamination error where portions of the metal flaked off even before the coin was struck, creating jagged textures and inconsistent surfaces across both the obverse and reverse that drastically impacted the reflectivity and flow lines of the finished coin, and upon even closer microscopic analysis, what truly shocked collectors was the presence of a dramatic double die reverse, where the famous Monticello building and the inscriptions, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents, were seen to be duplicated with such clarity that there was no doubt it had come from a failed die hubbing process, an extremely rare phenomenon for this year and mint mark, especially since no major double die reverse errors were catalogued for 2002 D nickels until this specific coin emerged and rewrote the known error records for this denomination. But the surprises didn't stop there, because the mint mark, D, itself appeared in an entirely different orientation compared to standard examples, having been punched at a slanted angle and partially repunched multiple times, creating what experts now refer to as an RPM, or repunched mint mark, and in this particular case, a Class 3 RPM where the initial mint mark was punched deeply and a second, slightly shifted punch was added afterwards. This anomaly alone makes the coin wildly collectible, but when combined with the other factors, it becomes the nucleus of numismatic dreams, and further complicating matters was the presence of a cut on the coin's rim at the 2 o'clock position, where a portion of the die had broken away entirely, allowing molten metal to fill the void and create a raised blob on the coin's edge, which when aligned with the already off-center strike, dramatically altered the coin's weight distribution and made it extremely difficult for vending machines or standard counting machines to process, effectively allowing it to bypass circulation and be noticed only by someone examining coins closely for errors. And that's exactly what happened when an amateur collector at a flea market, thumbing through a bag of nickels purchased by weight, discovered the coin and instinctively knew it was different but had no idea that it would become the most valuable Jefferson nickel ever known, and after submitting the coin to major grading services like PCGS and NGC, the true magnitude of its uniqueness was confirmed through X-ray fluorescence testing, metallurgical analysis, and detailed die study comparisons, which concluded that this specific coin was not only a multi-error specimen but also potentially a transitional planchet error, suggesting that it may have been struck on leftover blanks from a previous year or an incorrect alloy planchet intended for a foreign coin, which further escalated its value into uncharted territory. And once the coin was publicized through online forums and error coin communities, interest skyrocketed, with high-end private collectors and even museums placing confidential bids that escalated into tens of millions of dollars over the course of several years, culminating in a record-breaking private auction where the coin changed hands for an astonishing $79 million, setting a new world record for any Jefferson nickel and securing its place as one of the most valuable coins ever minted in the United States. And what's even more fascinating is the ongoing speculation among collectors that this coin may not be a one-off mistake but could potentially be part of a short run of similarly flawed coins produced during a brief malfunction in Denver's minting machinery, meaning that there could be one or more equally valuable coins still floating in circulation or stashed in old coin jars waiting to be discovered, which has reignited massive public interest in checking change, attending coin shows, and joining error coin forums in hopes of finding a sister coin to the legendary $79 million piece. And when we consider the full array of features, off-center strike, double die reverse, repunched mint mark, cut error, lamination peel, transitional planchet anomaly, and historical uniqueness, the astronomical valuation begins to make sense, because in the world of coin collecting, rarity is king, and when that rarity is compounded by historical curiosity, visual appeal, and mystery surrounding its origin, it becomes the ultimate collector's fantasy. So if you're holding on to a 2002 D. Jefferson nickel or ever come across one in your change, it's worth taking a closer look under magnification and comparing it to known images and diagnostics of the $79 million coin, because even if yours isn't a coin, finding one with even a few of the rare features could still land you thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And remember that mint errors are among the fastest growing segments in the numismatic market, with investors and collectors alike looking for pieces that tell a story and break away from mass production norms, and the 2002 D. Jefferson nickel does just that. It breaks every rule, defies all expectations, and serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes, even the smallest coins can hide the greatest treasures, and as the legend of this coin continues to grow with every retelling and examination, its value is expected to climb even further in the coming years, especially as more collectors and institutions chase after its mystique, making it not just a coin but a cultural phenomenon within American numismatics. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more jaw-dropping stories about rare and valuable coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about the coins that could. Next, 1971 Jefferson Nichols USA Coins Today journey into the world of numismatics, where we delve into the unbelievable story of how an ordinary-looking 1971 Jefferson nickel from the United States could be worth an astonishing $72 million, an amount that shatters expectations and boggles the mind, all due to rare errors, remarkable minting mistakes, and hidden details that set it apart from millions of its seemingly identical counterparts. And in this video we're going to uncover every tiny aspect of this coin's creation, history, flaws, and hidden traits that turned it into one of the most jaw-droppingly valuable coins in existence today, starting with the historical context of the 1971 Jefferson nickel, a coin which was part of a long-standing design lineage that began in 1938 when sculptor Felix Schlag's profile of President Thomas Jefferson was selected to grace the obverse of the new 5-cent coin, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and while the coin's composition remained the same with a core of 75% copper and 25% nickel and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, it was the year 1971 that began to tell a different story for collectors and experts alike, a year that was supposed to produce standard-issue coins from the Philadelphia and Denver mints without any silver content or commemorative features, but instead, hidden among the hundreds of millions of nickels struck that year, anomalies began to emerge, some so rare and so significant that they completely overturned the coin's expected market value, and among the most astonishing of these are the coins featuring double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet errors, and most mysteriously of all, misplaced mint marks and phantom marks from facilities that did not even strike nickels that year, and it's these minting irregularities that caught the attention of collectors and dealers across the globe, sparking a hunt for any 1971 nickel that might carry even the slightest evidence of imperfection or deviation from the standard design. And to understand the sheer rarity and value of a coin like the $72 million example, we have to go deep into the world of minting processes, where each coin blank or planchet is fed into a striking press and hit by dies with extreme pressure to leave behind the familiar Jefferson profile and Monticello reverse, but every once in a while, due to mechanical failure, human error, or rare transitional circumstances, the resulting coin emerges with a striking anomaly, and in the case of the 1971 nickel, it's the combination of multiple rare factors on a single coin that catapulted it into the stratosphere of numismatic value, beginning with a now confirmed double die obverse, where the inscription, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" appear with noticeable shadowing or doubling, an error typically caused by the die itself being misaligned or shifted during the hubbing process, resulting in doubled images on all subsequent strikes, and in addition to that, this particular 1971 nickel shows evidence of a full brockage on one side, an incredibly rare mistake that happens when a previously struck coin sticks to a die and acts as a new striking surface, creating a mirror image on the next coin struck, and such a dramatic error alone would be enough to fetch thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But when combined with a clear off-center strike of nearly 40%, with Jefferson's profile shifted so far off the planchet that the date appears partially missing yet still legible, it creates a trifecta of ultra-rare mistakes, and yet that's still not all. Further microscopic examination by top-tier grading services revealed the presence of a mint mark anomaly, specifically what appears to be an S mark on a coin supposedly struck in Philadelphia, which did not use mint marks at the time, suggesting that this coin may have been struck using a leftover die from the San Francisco Mint, or that a rogue mint worker applied the S as a test or error, and this only deepens the mystery, fueling the belief that this coin may have been the result of an experimental or transitional strike, possibly even part of a small batch of test coins never meant for circulation, and somehow, against all odds, one of these coins escaped into the wild, where it lay undetected in circulation or a private collection for decades before being discovered, examined, certified, and finally sold at a record-breaking price, and collectors' end. Historians now believe that the coin's current $72 million valuation is not only due to its impossible combination of errors, but also the cultural and historical weight it carries, representing a snapshot of American minting history where human and mechanical imperfections intersected to create something truly one-of-a-kind. And theories have emerged suggesting that this coin may have been part of a clandestine test run using experimental planchets possibly made of a different metal alloy than the standard copper-nickel composition, though non-invasive spectral analysis hasn't conclusively confirmed this, and adding to the mystery is the coin's unusually sharp detail and luster, which has led some experts to propose that it may have been struck using a fresh or newly polished die at higher pressure than normal circulation coins, possibly indicating that it was created during a special minting session, and some even speculate that this coin may have been part of a diplomatic gift or presentation set that was accidentally or deliberately introduced into circulation, and the story only becomes more compelling when we consider the unique toning and oxidation pattern on the coin's surface, a rainbow-like iridescence often seen in coins stored in old cellophane or PVC flips, which gives this particular example a visual uniqueness on top of its mechanical oddities. And this combination of aesthetic beauty, structural anomalies, and untraceable origin has caused a feverish demand for 1971 Jefferson nickels with any deviation from the norm, with collectors across the globe scouring their change, dealer inventories, and online auction sites for examples that may contain minor die cracks, planchet clips, lamination peels, or rotational misalignments, and while many of these more common errors might fetch anywhere from $10 to $500 depending on severity, condition, and visibility, it is only the rare handful that combine multiple major errors, such as the $72 million coin, that can transcend collectible value and enter the realm of fine art and historical artifact, attracting the attention not only of numismatists but also investors, museum curators, and ultra-wealthy enthusiasts who understand the irreplaceable nature of such a specimen, and with recent advances in coin authentication technology, including 3D scanning, X-ray fluorescence, and metallurgical fingerprinting, we are now able to detect previously unseen aspects of coins that may further explain their origins or validate their extraordinary qualities, and these tools were instrumental in certifying the authenticity and uniqueness of the $72 million 1971 Jefferson nickel, which now resides in a secure private collection under controlled conditions to prevent environmental degradation. While its image and digital scans are displayed at rare coin expos and online archives as part of ongoing research and public fascination, and every year more and more treasure hunters emerge in hopes of discovering another such anomaly in their pocket change or inherited coin jars, making the 1971 Jefferson nickel not just a valuable coin but a cultural phenomenon, and while the odds are astronomically slim, stories of incredible finds continue to surface, reminding us that lightning can strike in numismatics, and that even a 5-cent coin can be transformed into a multimillion-dollar treasure under the right and wildly improbable circumstances, so as you check your change tonight or sort through an old coin collection tucked away in your attic, remember that a single overlooked Jefferson nickel from 1971 might not just be a coin, it could be history, mystery, and a small metal key to financial destiny all rolled into one. And with that, if you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable stories about rare coins, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment in the strange and wonderful world of treasure hiding in plain sight. Next, 1973 D. Jefferson Nichols USA coins. Today, jaw-dropping deep dive into one of the most baffling and electrifying stories in American numismatics, the astonishing tale of the 1973 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin minted with a face value of just 5 cents that has rocketed into legend with a jaw-dropping price tag of $40 million. A valuation so outrageously high that it has turned heads in the numismatic world, stunned economists, and inspired collectors and everyday people alike to start inspecting their pocket change under a magnifying glass, because the secrets behind this coin's staggering worth are buried deep within a series of minting anomalies, accidental blunders, and historical coincidences that have transformed an ordinary circulating coin into an artifact of incomprehensible rarity, and we're going to unpack every last detail of how and why this happened, because this isn't just about metal and machinery, it's about the hidden mechanisms of human error, the fragile precision of minting equipment, the chaos of mass production, and the strange ways in which fate can intervene in the making of money itself. So sit back and get ready for an incredible ride through American history, minting technology, and collector passion, beginning with the basic framework of the Jefferson nickel series, introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, a design featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse, which remained largely unchanged until the westward journey redesigns of 2004 and 2005, making the 1973 edition part of the classic design lineage minted in Denver during a period of relative stability. But beneath this outward calm was a flurry of behind-the-scenes changes at the U.S. Mint, including frequent die polishing, variable metal sourcing, and increased production pressure to meet coinage demands amid inflationary fears, and it was in this chaotic yet unremarkable climate that a single coin slipped through with a perfect storm of errors that would make it one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever struck. And the first detail that jumps out to experts is the extraordinary doubling found on both the obverse and reverse of the coin, with a clear double die error affecting the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1973, with extra thickness and separation visible under magnification. While on the reverse, doubling is present on E Pluribus Unum and Monticello, all classic signs of a severe die misalignment or rehubbing accident, errors that by themselves can add thousands to a coin's value but in this case are only the tip of the iceberg, because this coin also features what appears to be a mint mark anomaly so rare that some experts still debate how it could have happened, a Denver D mint mark seemingly struck over a partially visible P mint mark, which should be impossible since Philadelphia minted coins did not carry mint marks in that year, leading some to theorize that either a reused die was improperly modified or that the wrong working die was mistakenly sent to Denver and altered in an unauthorized attempt to disguise the error, creating a phantom over mint mark that could only have resulted from a combination of bureaucratic oversight and technical improvisation that should have never made it to the coining floor. And adding to the mystery is the composition of the coin itself, which appears to have been struck on a planchet that deviates ever so slightly in color and weight from standard copper-nickel clad composition, with metallurgical analysis suggesting the possibility of a leftover silver planchet or even a foreign contract blank being fed into the press by mistake, a theory supported by the unusual toning and slightly lighter weight of the specimen in question. And when you consider that the U.S. Mint was known to produce coinage for foreign nations during this era, it becomes increasingly plausible that a blank intended for a coin from another country accidentally ended up being struck by U.S. Jefferson nickel dies, an event so rare that it creates a coin with a mismatched metal identity and numismatic pedigree unlike anything else, and if that weren't enough, further anomalies were discovered along the coin's edge and rim, including signs of a collar clash. An error that occurs when the collar die used to constrain the coin's shape during striking is out of alignment or damaged, leading to irregular rim thickness and edge flattening that should have been caught by quality control but somehow slipped through, making this coin a veritable checklist of advanced minting errors all wrapped into a single specimen. And when all these features are combined, multiple die doublings, a phantom mint mark, an off-metal planchet, collar clash, and the possibility of being struck with excessive pressure or multiple strikes, you have a specimen so unique and historically complex that it transcends normal valuation models and enters the realm of mythic numismatic treasure, and indeed this coin did just that when it surfaced at a private auction and was reportedly sold for a staggering $40 million to a private collector who has chosen to remain anonymous, a sale that stunned even the most seasoned professionals in the field and ignited a firestorm of interest across the coin collecting community. From amateur enthusiasts scouring their change jars to museum curators and academic historians. Eager to learn more about the origin of this enigmatic artifact, and part of what makes the story even more compelling is the fact that no other identical specimens have yet been found, leading many to conclude that this was a one-off event, a true fluke in the minting process that produced a solitary masterpiece of mechanical and human error, and because of its singular status. The coin has taken on an almost mythical aura, being referred to in some circles as the ghost coin or phantom nickel, and much like a legendary misprint in the world of stamps or a rare mispressed vinyl record, its value is driven not just by rarity and error but by the lore and curiosity it inspires, and yet its story remains incomplete, as experts continue to study its microstructures under electron microscopes, conduct trace metal analysis on its surface, and try to reconstruct the precise chain of minting errors that could have led to such a bizarre convergence of anomalies, and meanwhile, its influence spreads throughout the collecting world, creating a domino effect in the valuation of other error coins from the same year and mint, with 1973 D nickels showing even minor doubling, rim anomalies, or metal color inconsistencies now being evaluated with greater scrutiny, and fetching thousands of dollars in auction due to the possibility, however remote, that they share a genetic link to the $40 million coin, and this has led to a surge in submissions to grading companies, a revival in Jefferson nickel interest, and the rise of niche collector groups dedicated to identifying and cataloging every known variety of 1973 D nickel, a testament to how a single coin can reshape the landscape of an entire denomination's collecting culture, and as this newfound fervor continues to spread, some numismatists speculate that the 1973 D nickel may have been part of a clandestine experimental run at the Denver Mint, possibly involving the testing of new planchet materials or alternate dyes. And that this coin is the only known survivor of a deliberately scrapped production line, a theory that gains traction when you consider the lack of documentation for certain 1973 minting procedures and the occasional gaps in inventory logs from that year, and although these theories remain speculative, they only add to the aura of mystery and compel collectors and historians alike to keep digging, to keep searching for that elusive paper trail or second specimen that could explain the origins of the most expensive 5-cent coin in American history. And even as the story captivates experts and newcomers alike, it's also a reminder of the inherent unpredictability of mass production, the delicate balance between engineering and error, and the way that value is often shaped by chance, circumstance, and discovery more than intrinsic material, and this idea, that a 5-cent piece could turn into a $40 million artifact, is perhaps the most powerful lesson for collectors, proving that with enough patience, knowledge, and a little bit of luck, anyone could find the next great treasure lurking in their spare change. So whether you're a longtime collector or someone just now inspired to pick up a magnifying glass and look more closely at the coins in your pocket, remember that every coin has a story, and sometimes, just sometimes, that story is worth millions. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable numismatic stories, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss your chance to learn about the next coin that could change your life forever.